Hello, my friends. Welcome to Indian Story Read Along again. Today we're going to be reading from the Panchatantra stories, more stories from the Panchatantra, and this entire big book full of maybe 30 stories or something is from Amar Chitra Katha. And I have like the original cover here. And this is like the old style, right? So this is from the 1980s when I had that. It's one of my first books. So today's story is called The Heron and the Crab. It's a little bit violent at the end, but just like all Panchatantra stories, there is a lesson. And usually the lesson is about being safe. The Heron and the Crab. An old heron lived in a jungle near a big lake, which was full of fish, crabs, and other water creatures. So he's thinking there, look, he has a cane. That's not what they usually, this is funny. I love this book because they give human things to animals all the time. Like you'll see a bear with a mug or glasses or something. So like this guy has glasses too. Look, the heron also has glasses and he has a cane. So, because he's old, of course, and we have to show that. I am so old and feeble, he's thinking. I can hardly catch any fish. Unless I find a way out, I will soon die. One day, he sat at the edge of the lake and began crying. A crab came to him. "Uncle, what's the matter? Why are you crying? Aren't you going to eat any fish today?" And he says, "From today I shall fast unto death." And fasting means that, it doesn't mean when I was little I thought it meant you went fast. No, it meant that you did not eat. And that's what this crane, the heron, is saying to the lobster. And then he says, to the crab. And then the crab says, "Why?" And then this guy is now telling a lie. Okay, so it's not like he wants to fast, it's that he is too old to catch any fish, but he's going to tell him a lie. So now he goes, "An astrologer told me this morning that there will be no rain for 12 years. The lakes will dry up. We shall all die." That's not true, but see, he now has a plan on how he can get fish. The crab told this to all the other water creatures. They were panic-stricken. So it's like, what are we going to do? Our pond's going to dry up. They sent the crab to ask the heron what they should do. Crab goes, "This means sure death for us. Please tell us how we can save ourselves." And they're respecting this heron because he's the oldest one. They see him as a grandfather figure and they trust him. So then this guy continues to lie and to carry out his plan. He says, "Well, not far away, there is a big lake, which will never dry up. I will take you there, one by one." Uh-oh. The heron had succeeded in gaining their confidence. "Uncle, brother, father, me first, no me, please." Of course, they all trust him, and the wicked heron took them one by one to a rock nearby and ate them. So look, he did everything. He got a frying pan out, he got a fire going, he has his little bib, but this is the perfect thing. He doesn't have to catch anybody. They are coming to him, and because they are going to be eaten, they are never ever going to go back and be able to warn anybody else. One day the crab came to the heron. "Uncle, please save me too. Don't forget, I was your friend first." And so now he's thinking, yeah, I could go for something different. Yeah, I'm tired of eating fish every day. Crab should be fine for a change. So the heron took the crab. And then the crab sees what's really been going on when he sees his dead friend's bones there and a frying pan. "Ah, fish bones! Now I understand all. Uncle," he says out loud, he's not letting on his plan, that he knows what's going on. He says, "Uncle, you must be tired. Am I too heavy? Where is the lake?" So you can see behind him, all of that is like desert area. So where is the lake? The lake doesn't exist. And now the heron says, "Now this dumb crab cannot escape me. I may as well tell him the truth. Oh, foolish crab, there is no other lake. This trip is just for my food. I will soon dash you against a rock and eat you." So as soon as the crab was absolutely sure, then he attacked him. The minute the heron said this, the crab caught his neck between his claws and strangled him. And if any one of you has ever been pinched by a crab or pinched by a lobster, it's like the hardest pinch ever, because those pinchers, they're like almost like a rock. They're that hard, and you can't really extract yourself from them. So that scrawny little heron's neck is going to be just like crushed in there. So he chokes him enough that he flies right into a giant rock, as you'll see over there. And that was the end of the wicked old heron. Boom. Then the crab gripped the heron by his neck and dragged him slowly to the lake. So then he has to go back and show all of his friends. So this guy, unlike the fish, had the ability to walk. So it's going to be a very, very, very long of a journey for him to get all the way back to the old lake and dragging the heron's body. But he does that. He says, "Ha ha ha, fasting to death. These poor fish." Then, when he reached the lake, he was still laughing. And the frogs and fish and everyone who are still back there and were lucky enough to not get a ride first said, "Crab, why are you back? What has happened to Uncle? We are all waiting for our turn to be taken to the other pond." And then the crab says, "You fools, he has eaten all your brothers. I found out and killed him." The moral of the story, just like in all Panchatantra stories, the moral of the story is one may smile and yet be a villain. That is such an important thing to know, especially for children, that we think just because someone is friendly and smiling to us and being all nice, that they're actually good. And most people are actually good. I think most people are pretty good people, but you never know what anyone is really thinking. Just like every single person was fooled by the heron until the very end. So this was Indian Story Read Along. Come again next time and join us for another story. We'll see you soon.